Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. This is Delenn, and it is, I hope it's Wednesday? It's evening, that's all I really know. And we are here, kicking around, quite literally where I left you, because I just logged out of here and off we went. And I'm just going to take a quick pause and rename this stream, because that's something I completely forgot to do. Let's see, Traydar's box. Okay, and... that would also be viewer, house, and Traydar's box. There we go. Viewer house and Traydar's box. So what we're going to do today is, I've been informed that the salesman of the, Crying Obsidian that I bought out this morning has restocked. So we're just going to go see if we can get the last few pieces that we need to finish Traydar's box and Traydar's cabinet, I guess. And then that project is done and dusted. It could use a few more inspirational quotes and such, but that's one of those like not in a rush type items. Woohoo! All right, for a second there I was worried that I wasn't hearing sound. That was a little bit concerning. Let's see. The system is often short on parts. So let's steal these ones. Ride this one. And we'll dump some in the other end. Just to make sure they all get into the system. So as you can see on the screen, today's question of the day, a bit of a carryover from this morning, is what type of music do you like best? And I would say my favorite type of music is musicals. I'm partial to show tunes and musicals. But if I need, because those are sort of a big world thing, and I like movie musical songs. But let's see, second choice would probably be singable stuff from the 60s. So both sides of the Atlantic had some singable stuff.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? You don't have a particular style you listen to? I did see you were first here, by the way, Scrub. Caught that. Thank you very, very much. I did see your stream earlier. Loved it. Just got a little sidetracked doing a couple of other random things. But it did seem smoother after I saw you limit your frame rates. I don't know how much that ended up helping overall, but the content was great. I love the look of your train station. It was looking pretty cool. Yeah, so my favorite stuff is the 60s because it's stuff I can sing to. I know it sounds dumb, but I like things that I can lyricize along with. It seems like there's something that should be right here. That's like a... Oh, I see. Apparently the LA is an entity. Okay. So we don't have a little icon for it in Zero's mini-map, which is why it just showed up as a big orange or pink dot. But yeah, I'm a fan of stuff, and most of the... more and more of the people I listened to who were artists back then, in the 60s and such, are dead now, which is kind of depressing. But I mean, I'm not that old, so, you know. The music was well before my time in the first place. So, yeah. Crying Obsidian. Okay, let's see how much I need. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, so I owe 5 diamonds. Okay, I can handle that. And I end up with a bit left over. That's kind of nice. This back up on screen. It definitely helped the visual aspect to come through smoother, but it also seemed to delay the stream about 3 minutes, so I'll have to look into it a bit more. Yeah, what that setting I was showing you does is actually it's supposed to tell OBS to only capture the certain number of frames that you're outputting. And then your computer shouldn't have to render anything more than that, but it means then that for some games like Minecraft, you can see in the bottom corner it's showing us, 95 frames a second or 125 or whatever the case may be. And sometimes I can get as high as 300 depending on how many weird mods I'm running. But I'm certainly not putting out any more than 60. And I don't know if you guys are getting all 60 or not, but it's definitely limited. And that allows me to play at a frame rate that I'm enjoying without having to worry about it impacting the stream as much. But yeah. The other thing I would recommend checking when you listen to your VOD is take a look at your overall volume level. I did have to jack it a fair bit. You're crisp, you're clear, but it just did seem a little bit overall quiet. So I know that when I go into another stream by someone else, I'm going to find that, that I have to turn it down again. It's not a huge deal, but just something I was throwing out there. The stability was a far bigger deal, so that's why we went with that one. I'm still intrigued by the Crying Obsidian. I know it's old hat to a lot of people, but for myself, I had never actually seen it cry before. I don't know why I'd never seen it cry, but I really had never seen it cry before. Now it seems weird that the whole wall is leaking. It's just odd. Hey, Mary.
Hello.
Yeah. I believe it's... I'm gonna guess Mary Bennett. if I mispronounce that, please do correct me and tell me how you would like me to pronounce it. Welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. I am pleased to meet you, and always curious to know what it was about the stream that caught your attention. I'm just finishing up the back end of a case for a very large statue of a trader, a wandering trader in Minecraft. And I guess, yeah, we'll need that. This the last one? This is the last one. So I wanted to get the tail end of the crying obsidian in there and get this thing finished off. The front of it, the case, is for a wandering trader that dispenses. He thinks about it for a while as things go ding, 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 as a bunch of that, and then you can press a button and it spits out basically a quote book that could be inspirational or somewhat like a fortune, depending what it is. Hello, hello! Hey there, Poppy and crew. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. Chronic Noob family. Welcome in. Always a pleasure to see you. We're just finishing up the tail end of the well overdue Traydar creature thing. There we go. Now I can get most of these without. So for those of you that don't know me, I mean, just about everybody in this crew probably does. My name is Dylan, and I'm a mom of a couple of kids who loves to stream Minecraft. It started out while they're at school, and then it grew to be while they are generally having their own electronics time in the evening. And so I stream as a hobby because I enjoy it. Long story made short, as you can see from that little blurb, I'm also a scout leader in Scouts Canada, and as part of the chaos that was COVID, when we had shutdowns and such, we were not able to stream in person, meet in person. So what our group chose to do instead was to meet over Zoom. I went the wrong way. Our group chose to meet over Zoom, and we did that for about a year and a half, maybe. And after that point, my main mod, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, who's actually my better half, but anyways, my main mod suggested, hey, you've been trying this for a while, you've got the skills, why not give it a go to actually be a streamer? And I thought, you know, it's easy, I've got the equipment that can do it, let's try. And that's where it started, and I've been at this about, I guess, just over a year and a half now, like almost with it to the week. So that's my story. That's what started me doing it. I love Minecraft. I originally started out as a variety streamer. Not at the moment, no. Yeah, so I started out as a variety streamer. That didn't float all that well because, well, I mean, I'm here for me, I guess. A lot of it is more sharing games I would be playing anyways. But type of games I tend to play were usually ones that, while being family friendly, it can also be a little slow paced. So some of the management games like Planet Zoo or City Skylines, or the way I play it, even Valheim. At some point I may get some pro artwork on my stream. At the moment, the emotes and such that are there are... I'm enjoying them because I didn't really know what I had wanted for a theme, so that's why I haven't commissioned professional artwork, because I'd like to do that once I've actually got in my head what I wanted as sort of a focus or a theme. The other reason for that is a couple of the hand-drawn emotes there that are there. My daughter drew them for me. She, for her age, is a relatively good artist. I say for her age, intentionally, but, so I mean, as in a pro artist probably would do better. It's just that she offered to do them, and I wasn't going to say no at that point.
Hello.
Hello. And a lot of the rest of the art you see in terms of banners and such on the channel are me derping my way through Canva, which is because I have not used graphics art work or graphic programs since, oh geez, I think AutoCAD used to be called PowerCAD, which before that was called PowerDraw. And your tablets, I kid you not, were as wide as your computer keyboard. Like, and that's the 104 keys with the number pad. So wide as your computer keyboard and at least 12 inches long, if not more. And that's just your drawing surface. And then your mouse would have a circle on the top with a coil of copper wire in the outside of the circle and a big red or black crosshair in the center. And that was your drawing point. It wasn't until much later that you could get a corded pen. So yeah, that was my drawing experience back then. Which is it's been a while. I'm not ancient, but my dad was a draftsperson, so we got access to a lot of that art. And I spent time doing things like drawing masks of Phantom of the Opera, because that was my be all and end all at that point. Okay, so even though he's not here, I think I'm going to get a start on Mike on Switch's viewer house. You know what, actually, but before I do that, let me roll back a little bit here. And I didn't want to ignore the raiders, so let me double check I haven't missed anyone that said hello. So thank you ever so much, Poppy, for bringing your raid in. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Scrublord, for being first here and claiming the first tier reward. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, and Mama Bear. Yes, good to see you again. I thought I saw your name float by, and then I thought I'd imagined it. So thank you very much for dropping in. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, the trader head. Mama Bear had said, that looks amazing, well done. And really, if you do, in essence, what becomes a 1 to 8 scale, so you have a trader head. Traders often drop their heads on this world. But basically, and you go for the 1 to 1 block to sort of pixel scale, you're going to get exactly the same scale I built, which is a bit of a pain, but it's huge. And it's fun. Let's see, who else did I miss? Welcome on in, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Okay, if you're going to imagine anyone, Mama Bear 65 would be a great person to imagine having in chat. Yeah, sometimes I'm a little oblivious. Okay, so I'm being a little vague with my I'm being a little bit vague with my references to the heads. So let me just grab one and quickly show you what I mean. Doesn't take all that long. Close that off. Head drawer. Here's the head box. There we go. I don't know why these things don't stack, but they don't. So the one I did needs check string. I figured that's a little more beyond my skills this season. If I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. No worries. I'll throw it over here. So, oops, a little big. Lower. This one. There. So if you take a look at the size of the head, you make every one of these little square pixel elements into one Minecraft block. So to say to go across his nose is 2. Or from one side through the eyes to the other side is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you do that, and every one of those pixels, right? So if you take a look at Greenman, for example, every one of those pixels becomes the size of a full block, then you're going to get a very big one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then one more makes 8. So it's a little bit wider than this stable for the size of the whole head. So the so when we built it large, of course, then I had to grab a screenshot of what the whole upper torso of the trader looked like, because I wanted to have the arms too, to be able to put in what do you call it? Can't even talk straight. Crystal ball down in front of him. That made sense. Yes. And then you needed a name. Now the idea that I was basing it on is, if you've ever seen the movie Big with Tom Hanks, where a kid wishes to be big and then he wakes up the next morning and he's like 30. And he's big. Well, this one, same concept. So that one was like a fortune teller by the name of Zoltar. And so I decided that my guy would be Traydar. Double Discord. Well, if you say it twice, you say it twice. I have a suspicion that the timer that spits out what my Discord is just happened to trigger at the same time. I may have a lot of weird coincidences in that respect, where if I look back... Yep. So, less than a minute ago, repeat timer is triggered. And it just so happens Discord was in there. However, it did look like Discord, exclamation point, Discord was triggered twice. It happens. Don't know why it read it twice, but it did. And it looks like we have Shakam, aka James, on at the moment, and Poodle Pirate has popped on. So we're not alone. Just say, hey, just FYI, I'm live, but happily sharing my place. There we go. Alright, so sometimes you just gotta. Okay, so where was I at? Mike on Switch has claimed has claimed their house. I'm trying to remember what cost I made it be. It was something silly. And a lot of users here actually already have far too many points. I don't know why I can't find it, but that's okay. In the list somewhere. And Mike has said that he wanted his house to be made with cherry wood beams, red terracotta, and my choice of roof. So I'm going to grab the red terracotta, because I don't know if I have enough red, and we can always make some more. Nope, not there. That was my dirt from this morning. Pink terracotta. Okay, that looks kind of red-ish. Terracotta. That should be enough for the walls. Watch me find out it's not. We end up on a terracotta run. That's not a bad thing. Okay, let's start turning these red to begin with. What was I looking for? Oh, I know why. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't get everything to fit in my inventory, and it's just because I got too much stuff. So, this one. That needs to come out. That needs to go in. Organization is not one of my strong suits around here. That should work. Close enough. That's the precious box. It can go back, because if I lose that, I'm in trouble. That's random dirt. Okay, I can leave that there for now. So we want... do red terracotta, which means we obviously need some red poppies to make the red. And thank you very much. Alright. Now, I get red terracotta. Why does that not fit? 4 and 4, right. Oh, because I don't have 8. Ha ha ha. That would explain a lot. Okay. No, is it this one? Yes. So we'll find out if 64 and 32 will do the trick, or whether or not we're going to need more than that. I'm going to bet we'll probably need more, but at least that'll get us started. And I wanted cherry wood. There we go. That's going to be interesting. They didn't specify whether or not they wanted it stripped, I don't think. Let me double check my notes. Reward requests. Mike says... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I accidentally cleared that one. That's no good. That's no good. I'll have to find out. But we're going to need him anyways. 53 should be a good start. Red wool is a different project. That's fine. That wouldn't be enough anyways, but we can get a start. Now, the question becomes, do I want to do the 2-layer house or the 1-layer house? Mike didn't specify either. I mean, they said my choice of roof. I suspect we get a choice of house as well. So, let's see what we've got here. I've done 3 and 3 of each. So I think rather than another bungalow one, I'm going to go with another 2-story. This one was evil and a half to do, but I think our village needs another one like it. Though right by the street probably wouldn't work. Yeah, it'll work. It'll do. So I've got 2 where people enter on the ground floor. Okay, what do I need out of here? Where did the cobblestone go? Do I have a cutter? Yes, I have a cutter. Okay, so this one goes in the toolbox. I don't need that at the moment. I have absolutely no idea what box I clicked on. That took where I put my axe, so I have to go looking for that. That's a problem. Get the wool out of here first. Is there anything else I can dump while I'm here? Those. Go back, so I'm going back in the other room anyways. I think that's a good place to start. Okay. Certainly need the axe back. That's problematic to not have it. You stole it from a wise person. Fantastic Sherlock Fox stealing good sayings now? I'm glad James got the kids off to school early-ish this morning. Makes for a good day for everybody. Nice when it works out, for sure. Okay, so you know, guys, I think I've been using quite a lot of quality of life mods. I don't have... There it is. I don't have this particular mod on yet, but I think I'm going to stretch myself a little bit and allow... I'll get it after stream, not on stream, but allow... there's a mod that will allow me to search, so I have to stand within a particular distance of my boxes. And it acts kind of like JEI a little bit, but when you look into a chest, you can search the chest, and then it'll highlight the thing in the chest, which will make things so much faster. I think I might let myself have that one, because my storage is really messed up, and I never, ever remember what I put where. Need these. Don't need those. Will that work on a server? Technically, yes, because once you have the box open, you're locally looking at it. So, yeah. And I've got... Oh, I don't need oak fences. Watch, I will, but not yet. I definitely don't need that much of the scaffolding. Scaffolding's handy, but that's a little much. Okay, let's get a start and see what we can do. Still from a wise person, he says. Okay, I need... What level are we on? 120? Darn it, I guess we have to start with some terraforming, which... And I went and left the dirt on the other side. This is one of those days. Back and forth, back and forth. Alright. Could be worse. This morning, for those of you that missed it, I derped quite heavily. And I fell off of my scaffolding to fall directly on top of a creeper I didn't even know was there. And wonderfully, Tis for Truth caught a clip of it. So yeah, the derp was there for all to see. So, for those of you that tend to watch me a little regularly, that's what you missed. It was weird. Okay. Where do we want to put this house? I might want a street between these ones. And my modern brain says that we want grids, but grids are cheesy. 6, this one. What are these ones? These are 9, 11 by 3, 6. Oops. It's 3, 6, 7, 9. 11 by 9. Okay, so let's make it 9 going across this way and 11 long. Two, three, oops, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine and sleep. And I did that last one wrong, and I'm aware of that. Yeah, it definitely made Del jump, and Del said something Del doesn't really want to have said on stream, but you know, I didn't outright cuss unless you consider that particular word a cuss. But the thing is, it made it into Harry Potter, so maybe it isn't. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and 1, 2. Ooh, how high do I want this? 4. Yeah, 4 will work. I'm getting myself turned around already. No good. No good. 1, 2, 3. Very, very smart. Thank you, James. Yeah, so I don't end up getting blown up by a creeper and have no life left. I survived the last one, but not quite sure how that worked. Yeah, and I felt like a doofus for doing it too. I would say, Fantastic Jock Fox was saying about the language in the Harry Potter books. It was more adult, but not adult in a way that would really preclude somebody from saying that word, because I have no reason to say it right now. But I don't think it would preclude anybody from saying that. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think Ron says it in the first book. So either Rowling didn't care, which is pretty likely, or it wasn't a big deal, which is also pretty likely. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. 1, 2, 3. That should do well enough. My terraforming skills, by the way, are dreadful and then some, just so everybody's aware. Get that off the page right now. Alright. But I do need happy accidents. There we go. One extra, perfect. I like basements level. I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to that. My house to be level, please, and thank you. I saw a game today that I'm quite curious about. One of those like Dynasty type games. And I'm curious, and it's called Medieval Dynasty. And I've been enjoying like Valheim. And my favorite part of it has been some of the sandboxing stuff. So I'm thinking about checking out this Medieval Dynasty thing, but I'm not really sure if I want to spend like 35 bucks Canadian on it. It's not quite there yet. Actually, I can do without those two. So yeah, but that's where my head's at, and I want to see if it's reasonable. How did I do that last one? Biggest fan now is James. James is my biggest fan now, which has climbed to 630 points. That's really going somewhere. I have stairs. I had stairs. Where did I put the stairs? Wait, I had stairs, didn't I? There we go. These ones. And I do need these after all, I guess. You just bought Kingdom Come Deliverance on Steam. Sale for about 11 bucks Australian. That's not bad. Not bad at all. What I'm gonna do... Some of the pricing these days is a little bit sus. In the Steam games and so forth. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll keep it even in the center. Ah! Fell off. And some of these pricing of the games now, it seems ridiculous, but in all honesty, I mean, really, when people need to get compensated for their work, it makes perfect sense. It's just, I'm lazy and cheap. The other part is I don't really have, or I don't really take a whole lot of opportunities to play to death some of my favorite games. Oh, come on. And what that means is that sometimes I don't feel I've got, you know, my money's worth out of them before I move on to another game. That's just me being picky. It's not fair to the makers of the games. So I'm pretending that Mike is concerned about people breaking into his house. Therefore, he's not having full windows on the main floor. He's just got like breathing gap space. But I think I'm going to reverse it the other way around. Yeah, I'll reverse it so that it looks a little more that we can actually see in. Yeah, I think I like that better. No problem. Phone calls happen. You know, life happens. I mean, as long as it wasn't a phone call that scheduled you for extra work beyond your comfort zone, just about any phone call is okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that, because I got so sick and tired of phone calls when I worked tech support that I would often not want to answer the phone for family and friends and stuff. I still don't, actually. I don't answer it, nor do I want to. When it comes to phone calls from family and friends and such, I just, for Pete's sake, got burnt out when I did tech support. And you knew every call was a problem, right? And then if there was any reason whatsoever the phone call coming in your personal life was baggage ridden, then you were not going to be having a fun day. What did I do? 1, 2, 3. This one's a little short. That's what's going on here. And this one's missing windows. Yeah, having fun people doing fun streams means that we have a whole community full of people to visit and watch. It's actually kind of interesting because one of the great parts about having a community that has shared what their streaming times are, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are, you know, always going to show up to each other's streams or that we're obligated to or anything of that nature. But it's always helpful to know you've got somebody to go to if you want to, somebody you can trust because you know they have some interests in common with you. And such. 1, 2, this one. That one. 2 from the other end. That one. This piece. And that piece. I'm trying to decide whether I want the front of the house on this side or back here to be a little weird, or... That's the thing about medieval period. They weren't city square layouts, right? So you can see from overhead, we've got 2 houses that are very close together. Then we've got 2 houses that are kind of gapped, and then we've got a weird shape up front, another weird shape, and now we're going to get a second one that's going to tower over both of these 2. And I think I'm going to have that one come out here, this backside. But up above, so which means it's going to offset compared to the fact it's actually lined up with the other houses. But I think that's going to work. That way they don't have to look into the side of Neon's house. I like Neon, I really do. But I mean, hey, if Mike doesn't want to look into the side of his house, he doesn't have to. Right? I didn't bring enough. Pardon me. I like building houses for people. It's fun. This is a nice break from the wall. All in all, it's just another brick in this wall. Actually, I probably should do one or two with like actual brick base ground floors. I just hadn't really thought to do so yet. Even if the front's out here, do I want the house roof? Take an gander and see what does this look like. Yeah, I think I'm going to turn in the whole thing sideways. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm running up against Scrubbler's house. Okay. So if the front is going to be here, but that's actually the side of the house. And that means the peak style is going this way, sort of in line with that one. Which gives me a good idea where I want to put my scaffolding. For now. We'll have to figure out which side we want to put the fire... I was going to say fire pit? That's not the word I'm looking for. The fireplace on? Yeah. The word. Don't forget. Ooh. Sleep! See, you know what's funny? I actually have a command reminder that I need to... I've got a flying/falling command, and I've got a sleep reminder command. And I haven't built either of them yet, so let me just highlight that sleep one. Make the writing a little bigger so I notice it. Sleep reminder. For the mods, a lot of the items that we have. Hello. Welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome. Just give me 1 split second to finish writing something on a board, and I will be right with you. Sleep reminder. There we go. So for the mods, they'll have, for some of the things like that, they'll have exclamation point versions they can use. But for everybody else, it'll be a redeem, because I mean, there's far too many. I know I have a gazillion redeems, but there's also far too many ways to to earn points around here. Okay, so thank you very much, Kunzicraft, for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Welcome on in. Thank you for bringing your friends. When you get some time, could you please tell me what you were up to on stream? I see that the fox has already beat me to it. And, but also you'll see the shutout was up there on screen. And so if you guys get a chance, do check out Kunzicraft and see what they were working on today. Ooh, not bad. 99.79 stream stickers. Come on, that's a bot. I can't ban stream stickers from the bot, but I wish I could. Here, let me see what happens if I drop. Come on, drop. Maybe. Maybe not. Doesn't like me to do that. That's okay. All right. There. Delay. All right. So, what we're working on today, if you guys are unfamiliar with me, I'm Delenn Russell, and, well, really, Sky? Does it have to rain on me? We're working on a medieval village-ish, village town kind of place, inspired by the medieval period, 12th century of Shrewsbury, England. And the idea is based on a book series called the Brother Cadfael Chronicles, because I love mysteries. So you'll see that we've got a castle up top, and it's not your standard looking castle, it's more of a Mott and Bailey variety, which you see in, well, I was going to say in behind me, but there's a house in the way. we'll get there. And then there is off to the east, we have a monastery with a bunch of villagers. I'm not done with them yet, but it's going to be populated by librarians and clerics. So they're in there. I just haven't got all of their book trades sorted out yet. We'll take a fly over there in just a quick second. What do we got here? Okay, so this is... Quick, can I land on the castle? Can I today, please? Nope, apparently not. Do it this way. Classical. Classic Delenn can't fly. Really? And Delenn didn't bring a ladder. That's even great. Better. Well, okay. Let's try this one more time. Can I fly? You can start to see the top of everything. Yeah, that's better. So we've got in there, there's an iron farm, just a generic little Java Minecraft iron farm, which allows me to have 3 villagers, although I've got 4 just because it was a square building. And then we've just got little farms and stuff. That's just storage for my wool, which is over yonder. It's one of those yellow top buildings. Just an iron farm where it auto shears. And then, yeah, so this is actually a castle. There's the moat. It's supposed to be on a hill, which was higher when I started, but somehow, I'm not quite sure what happened there. It got shorter. And then the bailey, so that's this section out here with all our buildings in the bailey. We have not split between an inner bailey and an outer bailey for castle nerds. It's just the way it worked out. And then we've got the town wall that you can see portions of, but it goes all the way around. And then on the west side, we finished that today. And there's the gate over on that side. And then we've got another one over on this east side, which leads across to, there's our watermill coming into view, and our monastery with a guest hall. And as you head in the front door to the main church section, this is supposed to be somewhat modeled off of a Benedictine monastery. Thank you very much for the follow, Quincycraft. I appreciate that. So it's modeled after the Benedictine monastery loosely, so that, like in terms of layout, so that you can get it going. It needs more interior decoration. I just haven't got to that part yet. I'm on a survival multiplayer owned and run by Dadcraft73, and let's see, so that's the chapter house. Here we've got a very basic library, and it's going to be the scriptorium once I get all the librarians locked into their jobs. I'm using the modern bookshelves so that I can label each of them and actually have it filled with the half-dozen books of whatever the label is. So that's how I'm dealing with that one. Immediately above us is just a purely blank room full of beds, and that's just for the the lodgings of the librarians. This would be the warming room for everybody. Nothing too exciting there, just space to sit. This is called the refectory, which is just the dining hall. And it needs more decoration as well. And this is a very bland area that's meant to be the kitchen. I had more pieces in here, like, cauldrons and barrels and whatnot. And of course, because I had villagers that didn't have jobs yet, they kept taking those jobs, and that was not what I wanted. Above us here is just more dormitory space for would be the lay staff, so not the actual monks, but the lay staff that work for the monastery. This is part of why I've gone with the 2 styles of librarians and clerics, is because the librarians were actually going to represent my monks just because they had the hat and they had the book learning and so on. And then the other staff, I was going to use numpties, basically. I was going to use nitwits as my staff, but I didn't get any nitwits when I bred them, so you can't breed nitwits to get more nitwits. So yeah, we ended up with nitwits, and I needed a cleric or 2 for the purposes of getting rid of flesh from my mob farm. There's my little cleric crew hanging out in there. And in this open area is, it's known as the cloister, and that's just basically your courtyard, generic little courtyard. As you can see from my mess, I'm in the process of trying to get all these guys locked into their various jobs and fill up the library. So that's that one. Nothing too exciting out of the guest hall and stuff, so I'm headed back. Only other thing to do, now you'll notice I use some quality of life mods. For example, we're seeing mapping mod, mods, and there's a bunch of others that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I also want to be upfront that I use a camera mod called FreeCam, partly so that I can get, you know, the what do you call it, creative style flight from a camera character, just to be able to see how builds go. However, it does have the ability to cut through the land. Just being open with that, I can turn that off, but it's such a pain to try and navigate through holes when I want to go show you what's underground that I usually keep that part turned off, and I don't just make a policy not to go underground in a space I've not already pre-explored. I bring that up because the only other piece to show you is that underneath here, I've just built one of the rather normal looking, see, this is my hole, mob farms. So if I go straight down through the hole, so I dug out some of this, but most of it was an existing cave that I ran around and lit up, and so we have a flushing mob farm, so it's a redstone run, and I just, of course, everybody shows up on here, and they just get flushed off of the platform. Of course, there's nobody there at the moment because I'm not standing in the right spot. And then they don't have the correct amount of distance. There's one. And there they go. Boop. So they don't have the correct amount of distance to fall from the drop, to die from the drop. So at the bottom of this, I've got soul campfires, which do twice as much damage as an overworld campfire, and then their drops just end up in the chests here. I was going to, you can see, I was going to consider digging down to get the full drop distance, but once I started lighting up this place and had already lit up top, the sheer number of mobs that were starting to collect got to be rather ridiculous. Just more and more and more, and I actually have a rather massive fear of spiders. So being down here and actually doing the light up was not a pleasant situation. So I mean, I got close enough. I know by having all this stuff that's dark still, I'm not getting the rates I could otherwise. You know, because we have such a, was it 128 I think it is for Java Minecraft in terms of mob spawning radius. So I'm pretty sure 128 from even here is within the range, so I'm pretty sure that I'm not getting rates I could, but on the other hand, I'm getting enough. Actually, I shouldn't say enough. I'm getting more than I can use. So yeah. There we go. And that's that. That's me. And that's the world we've seen so far. So what I was doing with it is, I still have yet to go through my list of buildings. Oops, excuse me. I have a list of buildings from a very large book called the CAD File Compendium. Yeah, my storage is overflowing. Might be, I haven't been down there in a while. But I've been doing CAD File Compendium searches, making lists of buildings that are important to the book series, so that we make sure we get a version of that building in our town at some point. I also have one promise, apparently, someone else will have to verify for me at some point, but from what I understand, in modern day Shrewsbury, there is a barbershop known as Lads and Dads, which is sort of the be-all and end-all barbershop, as in the most awesome place to ever get your haircut. As I said, I can't verify because I have no clue, but yeah, I've got a few people on another streamer's community as well who are very interested in me making sure I have a version of the Lads and Dads barbershop in here, so it'll help. But my storage, it's kind of funny. I mean, James jokes about my storage being overflowing, that it's not. But on the other hand, it kind of has at times overflowed. It's just that I don't normally spend enough time around in one spot to actually ever remember to go and collect things, so then it does actually overflow. Part of it, I really wanted to go lore heavy this season, or as in semi-lore accurate, I guess. But as you can see, that was not really a thing. I'm pretty sure in the 1130s we didn't end up with houses like this, or houses in teal. Now, they weren't all bland, I mean, this is actually more likely than it sounds. But there isn't a whole lot of archaeological evidence in Britain for people actually doing things like either of these. And once again, though, that would mean that roof tiles would have to survive, and more than just the fireplace and stuff would have to survive, and that's not always the case in actual archaeology. So, I also need to finish this one. But yeah, so that was initially why the mob farm went underground, was because I wanted one. I knew I wanted one so that I'd have control over my own rocket supply, for example. But I wanted it to be out of sight because that would not have been something that would ever have existed in the real world. Yeah, I got to be a little picky for no ridiculous reason. So I should say, no ridiculous reason is not the appropriate phrase. I got picky because I could, I suppose. Okay, let's go with those. Anything made in wood was very unlikely to survive this length of time, too. Exactly. So if it survived as wood, it would partly be because there would have been a paint layer on the outside. But the vast majority of people, even those living in a town, although they'd be more affluent than the ones outside town, the ones living inside town still, for the most part, wouldn't have afforded to own paint. Like, paint was a frivolity that they just didn't want to expend their meager resources on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that lined up with the window. That's just left of the window. Okay. I'm going to turn the house around. I think it's about here. Try this one, and that one. Just left the window here and there. Duplicate. Build as we go. Ooh. Ah, not sideways. Oh yeah, and at some point, I suppose, I should probably try and see if I can get some pigs back in. We had some pigs in town, and they were living in the little side yard of the yellow house, but the mistake I made was I AFK'd and did not pay attention to the fact that a thunderstorm came through, resulting in our pigs having become pigmen. All 4 of them. Not high on my list of things. Do I not have carrots? I thought I had carrots in here. Already? Actually, I'm derailing. I shouldn't derail. Should not derail. It's color. The cherry's fine along with the outside. What originally got me thinking about the outside level is that I wanted to put stairs inside. Pink stairs just wouldn't work. Bamboo stairs look dumb. Do I have spruce is a bit dark? Wow. But everything except what I thought I had. What I thought I was going to need. Fine. Cherry and bamboo. No, I don't like that combo. So what I'm thinking of is actually stairs interior to the building. Let's go with spruce for now. Oh, I'm dumb, sitting right here with oak planks. Wow. There we go. Itchy. There we go, and I made the stairs and not the planks. Silly me. Okay, did I have any other oak? No, that'll work for... Actually, that'll work for planks. Sure, I can do that. Try 16 for now. That should do the trick. I'm gonna join on to head it out in this road. But yeah. Glenn? Come on. Back up. No? There. Good grief. That's about right. All right, so I'm going to start out a Geek Out. And for those of you that have not seen the Geek Out before, the Geek Out category at the moment is literature. Name 4 titles in which a mythological god appears. We may have seen this one before, but I know we've got some people in chat who we haven't had before. So let's give them a try as well. How this works is that it's actually based off of a real card game, like a trivia game with cards and points. And what you do is you buy a fence, a spruce fence. Oh, there I do. Okay. So what you do is in the real game, what you would actually be wagering your points to guess how many, like how many you felt that you could present, I guess, up to. Whereas in this one, we just crowdsource the answers. So rather than worrying about whether or not you can do all 4, it's we just try to crowdsource the answers of all of them to see if it's a target, like it's sort of a target we can get to. Not sure I'm liking the oak with that. Not on the outside, at least. Okay, so I'm gonna probably change that to spruce. But in the meantime, I need to do oak stairs in the building. So we can get up to the 2nd level from the inside. Oops, nope, not there. We moved forward by 1. And that's going to be the front door-ish. I'm going to leave the most of the living space on the inside. Try this. We've got 2 suggestions so far. American Gods by Neil Gaiman gives you 1. Yep. And Percy Jackson series, there's plenty of mythical gods in those, for sure. Plenty of mythical gods in those ones, so that would be 2. Now literature can be, they say literature, but I mean it's not high-end literature. We could be talking about, we could be talking about anything from, say, comic books to graphic novels to, yeah, take your pick. Yeah, there's plenty of movies, but if that's, but there's, yeah, plenty of movies. The problem with the movies as an option is that they have, talk straight, they're not necessarily novelized first. Can't recall if there's a gods that actually appear in some of the classic Greek literature, like Homer and you know, Odyssey and Iliad sort of stuff. You'll have to refresh me on that one. Wow, that's close. I don't know. I'm going to refuse to make a call on that front. We don't normally discuss religion or politics here, so I'm not saying that doesn't count. I'm just saying if we can find one over and above that one, great. But if not, then we can take it and roll with it. Actually, Thor is a mythological god, so a larger portion of the MCU could be included if we were talking movies. Right. But we're not actually talking movies, even though they could have had a novelization of those movies. Yeah, no, I didn't think you were saying it that way. I'm just saying because I dodged that one, that's why I'm not going to make a call. That's really all it is. I'm not trying to be picky in any sense of the word other than that. Okay. Well, that's convenient that I need to pull out 2 blocks because I only need, oh, I was going to say I needed 2, but no, I need 3. And here's the thing. do I want to leave it at that, or would I be better off with slabs? I think I'm going to go with slabs, and the reason for that is that with slabs I can actually close this in by one more block. So that means I need to cut all these in half. Even though really there's only one more floor above this. You know, it'd be really nice if we had a saw table in Minecraft. Keep wanting to. Edith Hamilton's mythology. Yes. If you want to include your textbook, I don't see why not. Sure. Okay, what do we got? I really need 36. Let's go. D. Go. More than we need. Less than we should have. Right? Okay. Can I do this with a running jump? Did going the other way. Wink. Nope. Glenn does derps. Okay. And if anybody needs any extra noises for that one, we have this lovely collection of sounds for you, in addition to the ones that you see on... I was going to say see on your screen, but that's not what I meant. I need stairs. No. Stairs, please. This way. Leave one there. Brown. Okay, that's fine. At the moment, we can get in the house this way and jump. But then we'll get this outside changed to spruce and be able to get further. We also can put more of the wood around. That's what I'm trying to say. We've gone 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure we only needed 4 titles. So let's hit geek out again. We've got 4 titles in which zombies appear. Wow. Wow. So once again, we're back in literature. And I'm amused because the first one that comes to mind is the rather cheesy Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which I have not actually read because I enjoyed the original book and I don't want to ruin it with the zombie version. I don't often hear of zombies being in books. I mean, I'm sure they've gotta be, but I just don't... It just doesn't seem to me something that would be worth a whole lot of effort to put them in, because you'd have to spend so much time describing your particular variety of zombie, which is a lot easier to explain when you can just show on television, for example, or on screen. This one. Okay. Yeah. So instead of being only 1 block back, I can be 2 blocks back. That works. Alright, so each of those houses has an overhang, which makes it 5 high, really? I believe. Just want to make sure I'm getting this correct before I get too far into it. Plunk. Yes. Oh, let's look at the one I'm using as a model. Here we were. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 5th one was where we put the blocks. So I think I have the floor. Yep. I've got the floor too low. Of course I would. That would definitely be something I would do. World War Z was a movie based on a book. Okay, I'll go with that. I've heard of, just never seen World War Z. So, obviously I'm missing something when I've never seen World War Z. I Am Legend? It's on a book, okay? There's zombies in that one? A lot of it is, what's your definition of a zombie? That sounds dumb, but it actually does matter because, if I remember correctly, the movie Awakenings was actually based on a book. But the thing is, that's not really about zombies in the, like, you know, Contagion type of sense. That's another one. Michael Crichton books, I think, were used as movies. So there's got to be something there. Where is these? Enough. Close. Close, but not quite. Yes, it's in my head. Wow. Now you really got that stuck in my head. On the other hand, I also have clips of Thrillers trying... the Michael Jackson song Thriller trying to vie with it. Where, in essence, Jackson's character turns into a zombie. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. I bring this back one, then we'll have it interrupt the window, so I can't do that. This one will become there, and then everything else will be higher. Limitations the house redeem? What sort of limitation are you asking for, James? In terms of sheer quantity? No. No. I mean, I'd be, you know, probably a little bit off-put if we had an entire village full of, like, Fantastic Sherlock Fox houses. But aside from that, there isn't really much of a limitation to it. I mean, if you wanted it decorated up on the inside with, like, modern plumbing, that might be a bit of a challenge as well, because, of course, once again, we're trying to be semi-appropriate for the lore of the period. Let's see, this one, good, make it. A hovel. Oh, one of those Douglas-style houses. I would say negatory on that one because they really, like, it really doesn't fit the theme within the town. But I see where you're going with that. It makes perfect sense. Okay, so now I just need to put, shouldn't say just, but I want to put in the side beams. Otherwise, we are not going to get the correct spacing for the door and the stairs and so on. And then we can start putting in the red concrete that was asked for. Red concrete? Sorry, red terracotta. Yeah, should have known. I should know better. So the idea would be something you might find in a town in the about 1130s, 1140s. Think Think like town/village house from something like Robin Hood, maybe? Not a treehouse, because of course you wouldn't need those in the middle of town. We'll fix these stairs briefly. I think this is in the wrong spot now that I've got this coming out the side. Yeah, these are definitely in the wrong spot. Well, up over. What did I do? I had one row and then one row of stairs, 2 rows of stairs. What did I do there? I have no idea what that was. Huh. It's like you make something work and then you wonder how on earth you did it. What is this? Oh, it's a slab. Okay. Just completely useless. Why did I? Oh, I know why I did that. Okay. Kind of dumb because it's, yeah. I don't know. Alright, so we come down up the door, 2 rows of stairs. Then we've got 6. And then it can come down from there. Alright. So, this is incorrect up here. As is this. Good. Stairs. That's not stairs. Len can't place to save herself. Stairs. There we go. And then just enough to make it stick. Right, and then this front row works, sort of. 1, 2, and 3. Five, 6. We don't need this one.
Yum 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 yum.
Yum 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 yum. Let's eat, 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 eat. Yep, we will get there. My daughter has been looking for something. Hey, Scrub Lord. My daughter's been looking for something in her bedroom for a while, and I'm snickering a little bit because she did a kid scan and didn't necessarily look in all of the places that she could have. I mean, her room's a bit of a mess, and that's saying something considering my office is always a mess. But yeah, her room is a bit of a mess, and she did a kid scan in her room and couldn't find the thing she was looking for. So yeah. It was kind of corny, but I just got a message from her on her phone saying, yeah, it was there! Yay! I'm not going to tell her that, like, I looked first. Because I actually legit had something to put away in her room in that place. But it was just kind of funny. This one, there. No, stairs coming down. 1, 2, 3. I don't need them to be that wide. Safety stairs. don't take this one out, I'll forget that it's there. Alright. So we can get in from the outside. That's a good start. Got the front wall. This would extend... Oh, I need this one to go one more longer. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Scrub! You dang guy! It's actually kind of funny because I've got someone else who wants a command, and I'm starting to think, you know, that I might actually ask my daughter to do it, but if my daughter says no or can't get something satisfactory, then I might actually ask that same person to do another one, even though they don't necessarily know this person who's asked for it. So I want to see if I can get a different version first, but we'll see how things go. Okay, so this one is going to go one extra long that way and pull it out again. Yeah, make it match up on the ends. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. So now we're out of wood. We got the base almost done. And this one is the wrong direction. It's okay. Can't reach correctly, but that's alright. Throw it up there then. So, what are we low on? Attacks with the soul! The flip-flop. Ooh. Smackaroo with the flip-flop. That's rough. That's rough. Okay. So what do we have we can do? We should probably figure out what we're going to make the chimney out of, and what we're going to where we're going to put that. That's what I'm looking for, because there might be 2 or 3 blocks of recovery of material depending on where we put the chimney. Blackstone. Polished blackstone bricks might not be that bad for the chimney. Do I have... Ooh! Although deep slate, actually, what do we have? What can I do with that? What can I do with that? Not a ton. Polished deep slate hunks for a chimney. Let's see. In these other styles, okay, that's just bricks. Bricks. This one, I think, is... Oh, yeah, right. It's the orange bricks. That one's chiseled. The one on the back is more bricks. That's cobblestone. Okay, then let's make this one something a little wild. Yeah, tiles might look a little weird for a chimney. I'll make a pile of that and see what it looks like. I want to set... No, I don't want to set Scrub's house on fire. So let's put the chimney on this side. Okay. Which means I can chop out some of this wall. You know, the houses would overhang because they learned that if it wasn't done like that, the floor would sag in the middle. Yes, actually. I think that's a really cool tidbit of information, and I really appreciate that you shared that. I did know that, and it's pretty cool, because, it's always handy to know stuff like that. Hello, Yellow! How are you doing today? There we go. Yeah, that's part of why the overhang was done, exactly. Is because the beams would sag in the middle. The weight of the floor wouldn't have any counterbalance on the outside. I have a spot to stick this one. Put it there. Alright, so I'm gonna go with some chimney right through here. also means that we're going to get back a few of these blocks, and I have to move the stairs. I guess I could put the chimney on this side, but I don't really like the idea of the visual of setting Scrub's house on fire. Well, okay. The visual of setting Scrub's house on fire might be pleasurable, but not something I really want to do. Because Scribbler picked a nice combination of house, and I don't really feel like... Yeah, because what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's not set that on fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and I need my bed. Because I don't want things to come and get me in the basement of this house. That would be less than optimal. Oh, wow. You sound like you're enjoying that, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Burning down the house. That would be a little more than Scrub, you dang guy! And I don't know if Mel would be okay with that or not. But yeah. We've had a request or two to have one that's somewhat sing-songy, and I think Mel has the perfect ability to do that with her voice, even if that was not what she was intending with this one, but it worked out well. Let's... Oh, nope. I don't want it upside down. Oh, okay, never mind, the thread set up. So used to looking down on things and having upside down stairs from building the gates. What did I do? Okay. This. Those have to move back by 1 because they're going to interrupt the windows. Try this again. I mean, I could make it only 1 section wide. I mean, technically this is more expensive for the villagers as well, but it works. It works. Because if I moved it back 1 further to get rid of this little piece up top here, then they actually would run right through the window on this side. Okay, so, 1, 2, 3, I need these ones back. Please just throw that out. Do you guys ever play Minecraft and find sometimes it does not make a sound when you go to pick something up? Hello, Tiz. I didn't realize when you said somebody clip that you had actually gone and clipped it yourself when I fell this morning. That was kind of funny. Okay, so this one. Before I finish the whole thing, let's zoom out. Ah! Oops, sorry. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's change this. Escape mods. Free cam. Settings. Movement options. Nope, not that. Collision options. Ignore transparent blocks, fine. Ignore open blocks, fine. Ignore all collisions, no. Whether initial perspective should check for collision even when using ignore all collision. Sure, why not? Okay, visual options, is there anything I need out of that? There's. Alright, show your hand, no. Full brightness. No, because I'm going to get my character blown up if I do that. Okay, save and quit. Done. There. Now, if I go into free cam, right? Oh, okay, well, maybe I do need to change one of those. Escape mods. The reason for that is that if I don't show my player in its original position, then I'm... There we go, show player, yes. Initial perspective of the camera. Third person. Mirror, inside, no. Third person. Yes, save and quit. Try that. Okay, so there's my character. That way if things or mobs or whatever are showing up, I know if my character's in danger, that's the key. Okay, but I also can now no longer go through the ground. I mean, I also can't go through the walls of the constructions we made, which is a bit of a pain, but that's alright. We can live. Where is it here? I gotta scroll back here. So we enjoy the lurk. Driving and lurking? Excellent. Do enjoy your lurk, Yellow. Okay. Burning down Scrub's house was what I got. Basement or root cellar? That too. Scrub's house. Okay, that's rough. But Fantastic Shock Fox, you can put that one in the Discord. There's definitely a channel for that. Because Scrub's house is on fire. Yeah, if I put Scrub's house on fire intentionally, it would not burn down the house. Okay. Sometimes then it freaks me out when it happens. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. Tiz says that, but I also played Bedrock. I didn't think I'd be able to clip it, so I yelled it into the chat, but ended up being able to do it. Too good of a moment to miss. I actually kind of wish the clip it comment had actually ended up in the clip. I didn't pay attention to read the chat to find out whether or not it did. But it was kind of fun. So yeah, jumping on creepers is not a recommended choice. It's not a good life choice. Yeah, it sounds like, I bet you Fantastic Shock Fox was in the middle of a business meeting or something, and just heard me yell out. It's like, oops. Missed it. Missed it by that much. I keep forgetting to make a sound clip of that one, and I use it enough. This one should go out of there. There we go. And I also never remember when I do these things. First off, just how much that 64 blocks is not much, but it looks okay. And then the other thing I always forget when I do these is that at best it makes 8 layers, which of course that's not going to be tall enough. Oak slabs. Yay! I have enough to finish the floor. Oh, oops, that's not going to be right. Oak planks. Enough for the oak planks here. There we go. And this one. There we go. Right? Yes. Ish. Okay, I have a torch up there. We're good. I need to go get some more of those blocks. Inspector Gadget stole it too. Well, yes. I would hope Inspector Gadget could get away with that one, because, frankly, Inspector Gadget is voiced by the same guy who played Maxwell Smart. Let me correct that. The early Inspector Gadget is voiced by the same guy who played Maxwell Smart. The later Inspector Gadget is voiced by, or played by, the guy from North America's version of The Office. I can never remember what his name is, but yeah, it's that guy. Okay. Do I have... I need a hay bale. 1 hay bale, please. Just 1? No? Well, okay, that'll work. Sure, that'll work. Because I only need 1. Oh, fiddle. That's not right. I need 2. I think this is going to work. I might need 2 hay bales. We'll see. You know, I used to want to be... This is going to sound really, really dumb, but I used to think Agent 99 was pretty enough that I wanted to kind of be like her. Then I realized I've had to deal with dopes like Inspector Smart, or Maxwell Smart, that then again I wanted absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with any sort of Secret Service. Because Smart was a dope in the extreme. Do we have... Yes, I did. I got Sherlock Holmes instead of Maxwell Smart. It's all good. Totally all good. I mean, technically, Agent 99 married Max in the end anyways. So she's just about as dumb. And then they went on to... the series got to be really weird because then they went on to have a blonde kid. I'm not quite sure how that works in the storyline. Who was as dumb as his dad. I don't even remember how my parents found the Maxwell Smart movie that had Max having a kid. I really can't remember. But that was what they found, and we watched it, and it was awful. It was awful, awful, awful. That was the first instance of the shoe phone. That was sort of like a dial shoe phone. Do I want this one in there? You know what? Let's do something a little bit different with this one. Ooh. Well, that's less than optimal. We'll make this a little bit bigger. I'm nervous about doing this because just my kind of luck when I open up a wall like that I'd end up getting a creeper just waltzing his way in. Even though I've got a mini-map, somehow I still have that fear. Okay, that should look better. Put these two as more hearth. That one. There we go. It's a little different. Different for a change. So now that's lighting things, which means I can move this one. Put it in the storage zone. Put it down there. I'll take this one out. Yeah, we're good. Okay, good. Ninja reflexes. Yeah, that'll be the day. That'll be the day when I cry. Earlier we were talking about your favorite kind of music, and mine actually included some of the really oldies from the 50s and 60s. I liked a lot of stuff from the Everly Brothers, or I still listen to Neil Sedaka, and actually Neil Sedaka is still doing... He had decided that he was going to do a daily concert. Some of them are done horizontally in YouTube videos, some of them are done in vertical for like shorts style, even though they're not shorts. And he decided he was going to do a daily concert until COVID was over. But he didn't really define what he meant by COVID being over. So I think the poor guy roped himself into just doing concerts forevermore, because now that things have kind of gone endemic rather than pandemic, he's kind of stuck. Oops. You know, mistakes were made. Okay, so let's see if this fire will actually let the other... Take a look downstairs and see how much it blocks. Aside from the extra ash coming down, that's actually reasonable. That's reasonable. Okay. Now my next question becomes, if I go up here, nope, I'm gonna need a second hay bale, because even putting the hay bale under the first one doesn't make any difference. And actually, I don't need it under the first one because that extra height, like from here to the next one, doesn't need this much smoke. Hay bale upstairs. Pick this one out. Put the hay bale in. Oops. Come on, smoke, you're in the way. Because yeah, it doesn't really get through, but it works well enough. And that'll make it come out the top. And go nice and high. Because we have fireplaces going through both, right? As you guys saw, without the hay bale underneath, it wasn't high enough to reach out the top. So now that I've used deep slate, then I can't use deep slate for the roof, because that would just look really stupid. Even if I use deep slate tiles, it's just too similar. I need to figure out what to use. But in the meantime, we've got red terracotta to get put down. So the door is going to be on this side, and we're going to have cherry here. I can probably... Nope, can't. I was going to say I can probably steal that one, but I can't because you do see it from underneath. It's not sandwiched in the house. Yeah, the hay bale trick is kind of cool. Another one's neat, actually, and I've used it over in the yellow house on, like the bamboo house on this side. You can see that the smoke there is a little bit different. And what I actually did over top of that one is I got the hay bale underneath, but then there's also a cauldron there for the cooking purposes. And you can see compared to the ones without, so the one with the hay bale over here, you can see it's fairly, it does have like large mass quantities coming straight up. The height is still the same with the hay bale by comparison because it's a shorter house, but the quantity that makes it through is less because of the cauldron on top. And what's the other thing about that? I can't recall at the moment if I actually had to put like a gap, like a logical air gap in behind it. I don't think I did. But it's kind of neat because initially when you plug up the hole with the cauldron, so like if I was to put a block right in here, or even right on top of this fire and it totally blocks this, then yeah, it will actually have all of the smoke just collect underneath and nothing gets out the top. So I'm pretty sure I had to put a logical gap for the smoke to get past the cauldron. Dude! You said we don't discuss religion on here. Go away. We will not... We do not want to hear about, you know... We don't want to hear about your god, the zombie, or the Enderman. Alright, I wanted the red. That's what I'm looking for, the red. Okay, so we're gonna have this house be 3 wide, or the door be 3 wide. Start there. That looks weird, there's something... Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, yeah. So this one has to go here, not here. There we go, this is wrong. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. There we go. Wants to talk to you about the house's extended warranty. Well, I don't think we have much of an extended warranty. I mean, you could say that the house builders, that awful company, decided to scarper when they were, 99% done and 95% paid. Isn't that how it goes? We should have to ask Arch about that one. And they didn't know how to install their product properly at all. So they got color schemes. It went like this. But honestly, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a little different compared to my personal taste, but it works. 1, 2. think it's here. Oops, not there. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That shouldn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, right, yeah, okay. 11. That makes more sense. Okay, so we've got 2 and then a window. And then I know the other side is 2, then a window. I have the middle. Is it double wide windows? Yeah, okay, that's what it was. A little different because the opposite from the door in the first yellow house was where we put the chimney. But I was deciding, you know, feng shui wise this time, I don't think we really need to have a chimney out the same side. It's this one. And that one. One in the middle? Sure. And this guy doesn't get any. Ha ha! Evil! You don't get any. Top lock. Not exactly you snooze, you lose. It's just you're the firewall. Okay. You know, I was thinking if our insurance people were talking about extended house warranties or something, or you know, home insurance, with the look that they could cause the problem you're going to be claiming for anyways, I don't think their company would employ them all that long. I mean, who knows? Maybe there was a period in time when the arsonists were the one that sold you fire insurance. Or maybe the arsonists were the one that lit your neighbor's house on fire, so that you would see how important it was to have fire insurance, and then they could charge you exorbitant rates. That actually somehow seems to make sense in a weird, twisted kind of way. And evil protection rackets. Yeah. Buy fire insurance or we'll blow your kneecaps off! Sorry guys, welcome on in, Traydar. Good to see you. You're seeing a day that's very, very quiet. So, my name is Delenn Russell. We are working on a medieval village that is influenced by Shrewsbury, England in the mid-12th century, as imagined in a book series by Ellis Peters called the Brother Cadfael Chronicles. So the major two buildings in that series involved the castle, where the Sheriff of Shrewsbury lived, and the monastery, which is where our main character, Brother Cadfael, lives. In the meantime, what I'm up to is populating the town with houses claimed by viewers, but they're getting a lot of flex in choosing their color palettes. So we've got some rather unique color paletry going on. That's okay. No, it's all good. But I am running out of the materials, and I know I'm going to need more through, I think it's here? Yeah. And I need to figure out what I want to put on for a roof as well. So, I stream as a hobby, and I'm enjoying meeting all kinds of new people. So if you got a second, if you would please let me know what you were up to in your stream today. So I'm assuming it was something neat, because if I remember correctly, Traydar, you're one of the, or TD, one of the amazing hands in behind some of the extensions for the awesome streamer bot. Which I can't recall if I actually put a tag in that or not. I should have. But I'm on a survival multiplayer server owned by Dadcraft73. So we've got a bunch of different people who are actually running on the server right now. And they've got a lot of stuff to say from time to time. So welcome on in to Webmage, and also welcome in Lifesaver. And it is. I'm assuming that was how you found me. Yeah. I was actually for a long time nervous to use the tag for this very reason, to be honest with you. We do some interesting stuff with the bot, but a lot of it is very basic, and it's kind of funny because a lot of people who see it go, well, how did you do the blah, blah, blah? And it's not all that complicated. We use a lot of the built-in stuff. I'm still poking at learning C# and such. But let's see. I'm actually looking on the side here, and I think the most complicated thing that we've had trigger this stream was probably either the Champion of the Hill stuff that I learned about from VR Flood or the Hangman game. But a couple of things that we do around here is just people are able to get their own custom commands, so that's a pretty easy one to trigger. You know, we've got pirate boat that comes through, and we've got a couple little sound stuff. Sound derps, I guess. You were playing Spyro 3 for a bit, and started the initial groundwork for the Hangman rewrite. Ooh, okay. That'll be interesting. Yeah.
Hello?
Oh boy.
Hello?
I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Mad, because I would have said Cthulhu, but Cthulhu. That's an interesting one. I like that. So the first time chat you guys are very familiar with. The piece is a little bit different that you find on some of the other bots is not all of them offer the option to be able to randomize your hellos. So I just grabbed a bunch of hello sounds, slapped them in a folder, and then when I use my first words action out of it, it pulls a random hello for people. Yeah, so that's probably neat little bit there. The pirate boat, yeah. So what we've done, what I did for one of my viewers. I don't think they're in stream. Actually, give me a quick second. Nope, don't see them. But if I think what did they want? Pirate? I think it was pirate. So we just got a little video that does this. Which was, I will admit, nicked from a YouTube video of a much longer collection of pirate songs. And I'm coming here because I wanted the wood. That's what it was. Carry. So yeah, it comes from a much longer collection of pirate songs. And then also it had like a guy standing on the shore, and there was more to it. And I added a bit more of the grain into it and the scratch, just so that it looked a little bit more like an old footage kind of thing. That was pretty neat. Okay, let's make sure we plant one before we... Dylan, if you don't take... There we go. Those... I have a bad habit just when I get distracted. I start just pulling out, like, chopping up the grass, and the resulting effect, of course, you end up with random seeds just kicking around. I'm not too familiar with the term blagging, but that concept sounds a bit like something that will blow my mind. Boom! Explosion. I'm trying to see what else we've got. One of the other things, I was having a little bit of a struggle with an item, so I, just because of the date coming up quick and whatnot, I didn't end up being able to follow through on all of the pieces being in StreamerBot, but I was working on using a bean boozled spinner, like just one of those like roulette type spinners. Not really, but the wedge ones. And I didn't quite get all the bits and bobs worked out in StreamerBot, so I just copped out because it was already September, and I was in a bit of a time crunch to get it working. I went the wrong way. So I just used one from another source, but I would have loved to get that one working for next year. And maybe by my birthday in November I'll have that figured out. But I got gifted a Bean Boozled box. One of those lovely sets with the weird flavors. And just about everybody's doing something for SUBtember, and I've never jumped on that bandwagon before, so I figured, okay, well, we'll throw that out there, see what happens. Thankfully I haven't been hit today, which is nice, although, depending on who's in chat, it might get me back for saying that. And you asked earlier why I married you. Some days I wonder when you do stuff like that. So, yeah, oh yes, the fireworks, very familiar, I'm sure. Ah, confusing people. Okay, gotcha. I like a lot of British terms, I just hadn't heard that one before. Contextually, I used to work for a call center, like for internet service provider.
Hello there.
And you could tell when I'd been working with a British backgrounded individual, because just over the course of the conversation, I'd pick up turns of phrase that they were using. So by the time the call was over, my supervisor would often tease me by asking me when I was going to ring the customer back. That sort of silliness. Okay, so Fantastic Sherlock Fox has gifted a tier 1 sub to Terrier Darts. Basically, I guess he wants me to eat a bean. Are we going with good beans or are we going to go bean boozled? Just for kicks. Because I'm open to either, although obviously nervous about the bean boozled because, you know, they are the nasty that they are. Spin the wheel. Okay. Okay, so in this case, I just went with something a little bit different. And I think this one's from Stream Elements base. Let's see what we've got. Oh, toasted marshmallow or stink bug. I've heard that one is a little bit badly weighted. So, just showing you where we're at. Do I have story time ready? So I've got the Bean Boozled box. And I didn't use the spinner that came in the box because, as you can see, that thing is like really sus and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Now the toasted marshmallow or toasted marshmallow or stink bug is actually sort of a light colored one with a bunch of dark colored spots on it. Oops. There we go. And then we go over to the chatting screen, dippy skippy, and you guys get the joy. And the thing about Bean Boozled is they've done a really good job of making sure you can't smell the beans as a cheater. They might. The only one I was able to find easily was an app for my phone. So I figured, you know, the control of having that and more of the experiment and the experience of trying to make it myself or tweak somebody else's work to work for that purpose was more where my head was at and the excitement. I'm nervous because I hate this flavor, but whatever. We got stink bug. Oh. That's one of the most nasty ones I've had in a long time. That's okay. I think you mean a... Yeah. Could have been worse, though. Nah. It's not that bad. Fox, it's okay. This is also what's happened when, you know, I married the person who eventually I dragooned into being my mod. And how did I manage to... Actually, strangely enough, Fantastic Sherlock Fox had been with me a few years ago when we went to Walt Disney World. And at Walt Disney World, they had, in the Animal Kingdom, had one of those, like, a big tree of life sort of thing. And the theme of the adventure inside it is a Bug's Life. And the Bug's Life thing actually has stink bug smell sort of sprayed around like an artificial one. And this tastes exactly like that one smelled, so it didn't totally catch me off guard. On the other hand, it could have been stronger. And so if it was stronger, then, or if I find one later that's stronger, then I'll assume that I somehow managed to escape and got toasted marshmallow, but if it is, it's the worst toasted marshmallow I have ever had. Where were we? We were working with cherry locks. Dishwater was pretty rough. Dishwasher, yeah, I said dishwasher, but it's actually, I think it says here, dirty dishwater. Yeah, that was pretty rough. Maribel Jade warns me that, I think I've had most of the rough ones. Maribel Jade warns me that rotten egg is pretty strong. Although, I mean, sulfur water, I've smelled out of wells and stuff, it's not a big deal. But she says the worst she's had, it was dead fish. I have yet to have dead fish, but I'm not looking forward to it either. Okay. So this was a viewer house redeem, and they get to control the wood used for the corner posts and the cross beams, the material used for the walls and the side, the roof, and if they care, they can do the flooring inside. But this particular individual said they didn't care about the floors and they didn't care about the roof. They would leave it to my discretion. Anything dead sounds extremely unappealing.
Your attention, please.
Bean Oh, yes. Sorry, I get what you're getting at. Yeah, so let me run that one through again. Thank you for sleeping. So this is a house redeem that we've been working on. They're allowed to choose the corner pillars and the cross beams, the wood they want. They get to control what's being used for the side walls. And they get to control, if they want to, the roofing material and the flooring material. This particular person said they didn't care the roof and the floor. They left that to streamers' discretion. I didn't give them the choice of what house style I wanted. Reason for that being that I'm doing a sort of medieval theme, so therefore the shapes were less flexible, I guess. And that's just purely so that we can... Wrong way. Purely so that we can keep somewhat to the theme, even though the color schemes are completely out to lunch compared to what would have been available back then, particularly in town. I mean, peasants would not own houses with beams in them. Okay. I want the crossbeam, but I want the house to be... I guess I need it all the way, right? Yeah. So let's change this one up and go this direction. Okay. By the way, Scrublord is one of my amazing mods, and he keeps me from being ridiculous most of the time. Sometimes he doesn't get the opportunity. Shoot, we're out of wood again. It's more that I didn't plan this to ever end up with a wood tree because, or wood beams, just because I thought it looked a little bit odd out of cherry wood. It's sort of a purplish hue. Somehow I figured we'd have houses that looked more like these ones. And I'm still okay with it, but it just means I wasn't prepared for it. So I guess we've reached the top of the hour, which means it's Wednesday, and that's usually where we stop. So I'm going to spend some time off camera tonight, bringing in a lot more of the cherry wood and deciding on what roofing material to use so that we can get back on our proper footing tomorrow. Let's spin ourselves around. Oh yeah. You know, I was playing one of the redeems I've got is over the shoulder view. Sometimes I think just walking around, like in backwards, is bad enough. Okay, so we can see the house in the back. And I think it's time that we hand off for the evening. I'll get a bit more of the supplies all put together so we can finish this one off on my stream tomorrow morning. So, extra special thanks to those that came in with the raids today and the raiders themselves. I really appreciate that ever so much. Let's see, who do I have? Nope, that's not what I want. I want filter. Nope, that's not useful. Okay, well. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start finding someone for a raid, and then we'll say thank you to everybody for coming through. It's a little bit easier that way. And I'm sure that the TD team will actually recognize yellow. Oh, yellow, yellow, yellow. So, Yellow, my fine friend, what would you like me to do with those scrubs? Those subs. The receivers of the subs included Chronic Mitten, Sacred Lotus MC, McLucky, Minneapolis Mel, ooh, ouch, and Jessie Jane 50677. Yellow strikes again. So what would you like me to do with those, Yellow? Would you like me to spin for beans? Would you like me to just randomly shake up and have a tasty bean? Or should we skip it? It's totally up into you. And if so, how many? Or would you like me to actually owe you for the beans and do them on tomorrow's stream? That's a possibility as well. What works for you? You want them for a surprise early spin tomorrow? Okay, so I'm going to write this down. So I owe Yellow. That was a package of 5 tier 1s. So 5 bean boozled beans. 5 wonderful flavors for breakfast tomorrow. BB beans. Yeah, got a nice little board, and it's 5 BBB beans. Or something like that. I think I added an extra B in there. So I'm going to have wonderful ones. We'll make sure that any notable notable reactions get clipped. You know, and today I didn't jump on the creepers. All right. So, for today, who do we have live? We have... Ooh. Okay, let's take a quick look and see, because the live page is handy, but we'll just have to see who's up to what. And... Wednesday. That's Undertale. Rogue's up, I guess. Okay, so let's see. That was not a view I expected. I tried looking at the StreamerBot tag just to see what I'd come up with. Let's just say the first couple surprised me a little bit. Okay, I think we're going to head over to Zeroed tonight. He seems to be playing some Minecraft, but he says tunnels, tunnels, and more tunnels. When he says tunnels, I suspect he may be dealing with nether tunnels. So that's probably a good place to go. And yeah, that's a good one to use. So we'll head over to Zeroed, and I will see you guys over there. So let's start that up.
Mischief managed.
All right. So thank you very much, Fantastic Sherlock Fox and Yellow, for the subscriptions. I really appreciate that. Also, thank you very much to the raids tonight from Chronic Noob, from Kunzicraft, and from Terrier Darts. And I very much appreciated the new follows: Kunzicraft, oh boy, Marie Bennett, Terrier Darts, and the Great One, 1234. Fantastic Sherlock Fox, James, and Scrub gave us our Clue adventures tonight. And Scrub Lord, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, and Tis for Truth were standing in as our moderators tonight. So thank you as well to chatter and conversation from Mama Bear 65, James Curry, Yellow, Terrier Darts, Sachet Away, Chronic Mitten, Sacred Lotus MC, McLucky 34, Minneapolis Mel, JC Jane 50677, as well as Mary Bennett, Chronic Noob, The Great One, Kunzicraft, Terrier Darts, Lifesaver Webmage, and Mad... oh boy. Mad Capulu. I'm going to trip over that over and over, so I do apologize. So, you can see that my raid messages are on the screen there. Feel free to copy those or use whatever emotes you feel are appropriate. Please do give my absolute best to Zeroed, and I will see you on the other side. My next stream tomorrow will be at noon. Bye-bye for now.